Howdy, gang, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. Thanks for joining me once again. Today, I am going to take a first look and page through the Little Game Masters Collector's Box from Randal Hampton. Now, this does contain the core rulebook, an adventure book, a Game Master screen. I believe there are also some player cards in this box as well. So we're going to be diving on in. This is available now. This carries an MSRP of $75. You can pick up the core rulebook separately for $25. You can also get the adventure book separately. You guessed it, for $25. And you can also get the PDFs as well over at randalhamptonart.com. All right, all that said, let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got the collector's box for Little Game Masters. If you're not overly familiar with this game, it is designed for youngsters, and not only for youngsters to be players, but also, thus the title, Little Game Masters. So pretty cool. So let me get the shrink wrap off here. And it's a collector's box, but really it's a slipcase. So let's take a quick peek. Should also mention that Little Game Masters is up for an ENNIE Award for Best Family Game. So very nice. Congratulations to Randal Hampton. So here's the core rulebook. Here is our adventure book, The Frozen Tower. And then here's our Game Master screen. Oh, that's really nice. Tell you what, this cardstock, really solid. So we've got our attribute checks, random encounters, combat movement, creature size, conditions. And we'll take a look at the artwork on the back. I don't know if this is subject to the open game license or if it just kind of utilizes some tried and true mechanics. I will say there are no dice that I can see. So this is, oh, cool, that slips off. This is really nice. And here we've got the cards. So these are for your player characters. So these are essentially pre-gens. Dual-sided. So we've got our combat actions. And they are different. So we have a cleric, a bard, a knight, a wizard, a druid, a sorcerer, a spell sword, a tinkerer, a beast master, a berserker, a rascal, must be our rogue, and a brawler. And they all fit right in this cool box. Slide that back in there. I also have a couple other goodies that Randal Hampton sent along, so we will take a peek at those in just a few moments. I do want to mention that Randal Hampton was kind enough to provide me with this review copy, but neither I nor anyone else affiliated with the Gaming Gang has received any other sort of compensation for me to share this coverage with you. It's very important these days, you know that. We're also not going to look at each and every page of these books, but I do want to give you a really good feel for what you're going to find inside the collector's box, which we're taking a peek at, and kind of get an idea of how this game plays, what sort of mechanics are involved. Now, the second book is an adventure book, so I do want to point out that any kids out there who'd be watching probably want to tune out when we get to that point. But the reality is, I don't really think too many kids watch this channel. So I think we should be okay. All right, so we got the core rulebook. Let's take a peek inside. Now, I do believe that this is written and illustrated by Randal Hampton. So we get a forward here. And the paper on this is really thick, really nice. Okay, so yes, written and designed by Randal Hampton. And we've got additional design, Connor Napier, Adam Johns, Esteban Camargo, Ty Hansen, Drew Hahn, and Ray Kale. Nice. Some other credits here. Let's make sure we give some credit where credit is due for these fine folks. So we're going to get playing the game, characters, and worlds and stories. Equipment needed to play: a set of polyhedral dice, a copy of this book, the player character cards, and paper and pen or pencil. So it looks like we're going to use our standard polyhedral dice, a 20-sider, 12-sider, 2 10s. So we can use those as our percentile. 1 8, 1 6, and 1 4. Okay. Important rules. The Game Master. Like many other tabletop role-playing games, Little Game Masters employs a game master. This person is in charge of running the game and helping players tell a fun and engaging story. So we got our player characters. So our attributes, we've got muscle, wits, and pizzazz. So we got adventuring, talking about attribute checks and non-combat actions. So you are going to have a target number. So a difficulty number, depending on what the task is you're trying to achieve. So we have very easy to very difficult. Something that's moderately difficult should fall into a range of 11 to 15. Something very easy is 0 to 5. Very difficult, 21 to 25. So it looks like all of our rules for play are right here as far as just a few pages. So we got our different conditions, health and damage. All characters have a range of health determined by the number of hearts that are on their character sheet. Every time a character loses a roll in combat or from a trap, they lose 1 heart. When a player character loses all their hearts, they're knocked out. A player that is knocked out cannot take a turn until another party member revives them with an ability or potion, or until the end of combat when they awaken with 1 heart restored. So the characters do not look like they will be buying the farm, as I like to say. And of course, this is a game aimed at introducing role-playing games to children, so I can understand why. Let's see. We've got our characters. So these are our classes. We've got the Bard. Their actions are the pointy end. Words of affirmation. You play a song of rest and heal 1 friendly character for 1 heart. Inspiring performance. After a friendly character rolls any attack, defense, or skill check, you may immediately use your inspiring performance to add a D6 to their check. This added bonus may change the outcome of the roll. And then special ability, nap time. You play a soothing song that causes every enemy who can hear it fall into a slumber for 1d4 rounds or until struck by an attack. This special ability can only be used once per adventure. So I guess that's what we'll see as far as these special abilities. Going to use them once per adventure. So it looks like this is some Game Master facing info, a little bit about the game world, as well as running the game. It's an example of play here. Yep, sample adventure. A prickly problem. Welcome, adventurers, to Little Game Masters. This sample adventure module has been provided to give you and your players an introductory glance at using the LGM rule set. This is a short and whimsical adventure meant to be played in roughly an hour. All right. So Prickly Pete's has a long history as the best sweet shop in the entire kingdom of Corvala. For almost 200 years, Pete has stood among the many wonderful and respected shops in the main square of Corvala's capital city, Corvain. Recently, a terrible sickness has grabbed hold of the city's youth, and many are pointing their fingers at Prickly Pete's paunchy proprietor, Percival Peterson VI, in an attempt to calm the citizens and ensure that he has had nothing to do with the illness spreading across the city. Percival has closed Pete's and hired a band of adventurers to investigate if something is wrong in his candy factory. Well. So here we've got our character cards. So it appears that we have a bonus modifier depending on the class. So here we have the Bard, Muscle +2, Wits +2, Pizzazz +6. So I think that our martial characters are going to be Muscle +6. So our Beastmaster, Muscle +4, Wits 3, Pizzazz 3. Our Brawler, Muscle +5. Our Berserker, Muscle +6. This looks like this could be fun to introduce your kids to role-playing games. It's got quite a few different character classes, I'll tell you that much. That's interesting enough. Now, of course, looks like magic users get 1 or 2. Okay, so here we go. Here's our wizard. Combat actions. Arcane Blast. Flame Wave. Stuck. You shoot a sticky web from your staff that grabs and holds one target. Incinerate. I think that's a special ability you get to use once. So it's like a wave of fire. So we've got our appendix here explaining our different actions, our different combat actions. Pow! Attack one enemy with a punishing strike. Ice Blast. Stuck. Thorny Whip. Pizzazz actions. Roar. Medic. Special ability actions. So it gets through the special abilities for each of the classes. Didn't we have a Wits actions here? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I missed it. I was kind of like, okay, hold on. We've got a little bit of a bestiary here. So it looks like those were common animals. Now we get monsters. Biggest spider ever. A ne'er-do-well. Well, looks like kind of a rogue. Got some magic items. And then we're going to wrap up with a blank character card and a map. I think this was on the front end papers too. Yep, there we go. Nice. So that is the core rulebook. Let's take a peek at the Frozen Tower. We'll quickly page through this since this is an adventure, but we'll kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. So here's our credits page once again. So it looks as if this is a collection of adventures. This might kind of be a campaign. Welcome. The Frozen Tower is a tabletop role-playing game adventure module aimed at young adventurers ages 5 and up, using the Little Game Master's rule set. This adventure is meant to introduce new players to the joys of tabletop role-playing games while going on their first multi-session adventure. The Frozen Tower takes place in the setting of the Little Game Master series of children's books in Darren. This world is filled with stories of past adventurers and their great deeds to protect the realm and its inhabitants. But adventure is not found solely in the past. Today, we are looking for new adventurers to take up the mantle of hero. As you play through the Frozen Tower, you will need a copy of the Little Game Master's rulebook, character cards, dice, writing instruments, so on and so forth. And Darren has been a world fraught with dangers and evildoers. But whenever evil arose to wreak havoc on the world, heroes have stepped up to meet the challenge. Some brazen, some humble, and others still who worked entirely in the shadows. Heroes are called upon to meet danger face to face. So we've got our chapter 1, Approaching Destiny. Got our story hook, overview. It's like we have a few pages for each of these. Next up is The Challenge of Compassion. Story hook, description of the rooms. I wonder if we got a little map here. Overview, the encounter. So we've got a few different encounters. There we go. There's our map. The Bravest Knight. Another map for this chapter. A Tough Jam. Looks like it takes place in a bakery. The Magical Menagerie. Looks like this will be a chapter where the players get to encounter a lot of magical creatures. Then we got chapter 6, The Dragon's Lair. And then I think this is the final chapter, Orrery of Fate. Looks like this is a little bit longer than the others. Oh no, I guess that wasn't the finale. A Tricky Trove. So that's chapter 8. Chapter 9 is Judgment. Okay, so now I guess this is the finale. With a title like that, I would think so. All right. There we go. So that is the Frozen Tower. Now, there are a couple other items that I received. We've got some item cards. So let's see. All right. Let's get the shrink wrap off of this. And then we also have some standees. I think these are clear plastic standees for the different character classes. Yep. It is. That's kind of cool. I got to be honest, I don't know what these sell for because I took a look at the Randal Hampton art website and I did not see these. So I don't know. So we've got some stands here too. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, they fit in nice and tightly, nice and snug. So that's good. A lot of times we see some of these stands similar in design and they just pop right out. So we're like, okay, that's not helping. See. So these are our characters. I think we've got a dozen, don't we? Yes, we've got a dozen of the different classes. And we've got a dozen stands for these also. Very nice. And then we've got the deck of items. Let's take a look here. There we go. Jeez. It's because this is so jam-packed with cards. That's why. Okay. All the backing is the same. So we're not going to look at all these. We'll just take a peek at some of these. Potion of Health, some of those. Adventurer's Guide to Enduring. Dolphin's Pendant. This silver dolphin pendant allows its wearer the ability to breathe underwater. Fairy Tiara. Hidden Blades. Oh, jeez. It's the Holy Hand Grenade. Nice. Liquid Quick. After drinking this shimmering silver liquid, the character gets an extra action per round for 1d4 rounds. So a lot of stuff in here that is just individual. We're not seeing a lot of repeats of stuff. So we got the owl mask. While wearing this mask, you gain a +1 bonus to all wits rolls. Ring of Whispers. Rosewood Whip. Nice. This is worth the price of admission right here with all these magic items. Wand of Smiles. Any target affected by this wand's magical energy cannot help but smile for 1d4 rounds. Nice. So as you can see, it looks like we've got over 100. That'd be my guess by taking a peek at this. We're probably close to 100 of these item cards. All right. So that is a peek at the collector's box for Little Game Masters. I will have a review of Little Game Masters in the not too distant future. Very cool. Very cool. Looks like a really nice introduction to smaller kids to the world of tabletop role-playing games, specifically fantasy role-playing games. All right, that is it for this time out. If you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, be sure to ring that bell, because it'll not only let you know when I share videos such as this first look, it'll also inform you when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more you are not going to find here on YouTube. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and until I see you next time, I certainly hope all of you get to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.